Yo, what's up, everybody? How do you say what's up in Finnish? Mitä on uppi? Wait, how do you even say up in Finnish? If something is going up, I feel like there's a bunch of words that all sound the same to me in Finnish. There's like, but it's, yeah. There. Mites mene is the closest, Poyu. But yeah, welcome in everybody. Poyu 27, JF. Good to have you here, Ilta. And it will be October tomorrow. Does Tyler know what month that is in Finnish? Hold on a second. What? Okay, hold on. No. Is it lokaku? I get that one confused with eloku. Is eloku even a month, or am I hallucinating? I am just a chat GPT simulation. Hallucinating Finnish words and phrases. Hey Lorelai, welcome in. Yep, the stream began just as soon as you arrived. I started the stream right on time. I mean, like, I was 59. It said whatever 1859 when I hit go live. Lokaku would be August. Yeah. Is it Eloku? I feel like I'm just immediately give me 1 minute to start the stream and I will embarrass myself by not knowing the names of the months. Here we go. Hold on. Let me just check. October is Lokaku. Okay, I was right. But it's Eloku, that's August. I get them all mixed up. Yeah, Eloku. September is... Actually, I don't know September. Syysku. I know that one. It's because it's autumn month. Autumn month. But in where I grew up, in Texas, September is not autumn. It might technically be the start of autumn, but it is still summer. It is still blazing hot in Texas. We don't start autumn until like late October, early November. And then December is Christmas month. Is that Jouluku, right? Yeah, Jouluku. Yeah, okay, Eloku is August. Yeah. We did wait. Oh, November, I forgot. That's I get this one always confused with March for some reason. And isn't November in Finnish like mud month? And mud, is it marasku? Or is it something else? I'm gonna say marasku because I can't think of what else it would be. It is marasku, but it's with 2 R's. Marasku. I can't trill my R's, but in Australia it is blazing hot in December. It's also pretty much blazing hot all year in Australia. Yeah, Lorelai. Okay, Maalisku is it. Look, I'm dyslexic in Finnish. All right. If it starts with an M and an A, then all bets are off. Okay. I mean, even like what I said with August and October, they're to you they're obviously different, right? Eloku and Lokaku, but to me, it's the same sounds. It's the same sounds, just slightly rearranged, right? Or it's very close. Uh, 'Cause, 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 'cause Finnish loves to do this sort of nonsense. There you go. There's a Finnish word for you. Loksillantian tiedotti. Right? That could mean something in Finnish. I mean, I'm sure you're looking at this and saying, "Oh, I see Finnish words all over the place in here." Right? But in my mind, that's just a jumble of Finnish sounds. When a Finnish person talks, this is what I hear. And this is what I see. It might as well be all one word. I still remember when I first did my immersion program in French, how it sounded like French people were speaking just like there were no breaks between the words. And it took like, I don't know, a couple weeks, or maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it was like a couple weeks before I finally started to recognize where the words began and ended in a sentence. And that felt like a huge breakthrough. What took only 2 weeks in French has taken me now 10 years and change. I still haven't achieved it. It is missing vowel harmony. Well, it's a compound word. It's a compound word, JF. All right. That's another thing they teach you about vowel harmony. They are like, oh yeah, words can't have mixed up vowels. But then they're like, oh yeah, but compound words have exceptions. So if you can put two words together and they can have separate. Can you ever put 3 or 4 words together? I don't know if I've ever seen that. And that's how the French speak Finnish as well. You can't tell. What month is Mali school? Wait, that's March. Is that not March? I don't know what Malis means. Or is that November? Wait, no, we already confirmed here. You're like, you are inceptioning my brain. March. Month. How do you say it? Yeah, Mali school. Okay, sorry. I'm like, what's the word? I'm almost like traumatized, or I have like PTSD from getting so many easy Finnish words wrong that even if you ask me a simple question and I say it correctly, I give the correct answer, there's still a part of my brain that's like, but you might be wrong. And I'm panicking. January is helmikuu. No, tammikuu. Psych. You're all at your keyboard typing furiously. No, he's wrong. Look, brain fart, okay? It was a test. Helmikuu is February. I remember as a kid, it was always difficult to remember to spell February with an R in the middle. February. Or spelling Wednesday. That is such a Wednesday. But if I remember correctly, it comes from like this. Woden's Day. Or I guess Odin. Yeah, January, tammikuu, helmikuu, maaliskuu. April, is that huhtikuu? Or is that... No, May is... April, I'm going to say is huhtikuu. Boom. May... Okay, hold on a second. June is kesäkuu. I'm doing process of elimination. July is hay month. And I get July and May confused because I know one of them is heinäkuu. And I'm pretty sure heinä is hay. So I'm gonna say July is Heinaku. It is Heinaku. Yeah, February. You can get a beer. 27. Do you guys have like a favorite brewery in Finland? I I really like is it oh I'm blanking on the name. Hold on. It has a big M on the front. And they have like a New Zealand IPA or hazy IPA that's really good. But I don't remember. It's yeah, I don't know. Look, I do I have early onset dementia or something? Because I cannot access information in my brain in English or Finnish. Lorelai's like, don't forget the month of May. You're skipping it. You have to answer. Look, I'm trying, okay? Can't you see I am procrastinating? I am stalling to give the wheels in my brain a chance to catch up. Hold on, wait. We went huhtikuun, something cool, kesäkuun, heinäkuun, and then it goes back to August where we started with elokuu. Hold on, give me a second. Huhtikuun. I know it. It's something like, I'm gonna mispronounce it because I always mix up the letter or the vowels, but it's like toukoku. It's either touko or it's tuoku or tuoko. But it's something like that. Toukoku. I don't know. May month. Yeah, toukoku. Hey, I think I said that. At least one of the options I provided was that. Right? And hey, DV, welcome in. And JF. Everybody. Good to see you guys. Mosa Brew. That's not it. Hold on. I'm gonna try and find it. Give me a second. Actually, hold on. I might even have one of the cans. Oh. You guys aren't gonna like this. The brewery is from Pori. That's why I like it. I don't think I know any people from Pori, but based on the way that all the rest of Finland makes fun of them, I like Pori. They are my people now. I would like to apply to become a Porilainen and to speak Finnish with the proper official accent, as I'm told. But the name of the brewery is Mufloni. Mufloni. Mad Hopper Brewery. Mallaskoski. Massi's Brewery in Espoo. Karhu is Porinolut, or it was. Yeah, Mufloni. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. DV, you're saying Beer Hunters is the brewery that makes Mufloni? I thought Mufloni is the brewery. Or is that just the brand with... Because it's like Mufloni has all these different types of beer, so I assumed Mufloni was the brewery. Moose on the Loose Brewing Company. I remember the craft brewery scene in America was a lot of fun. Like they used to do these brewery crawls, or I guess we call it a beer crawl, or it had another name, a craft beer crawl. Like in Denver, there's like the warehouse district, and I went there with one of my friends, and you basically just they gave a guided tour where you just walk from brewery to brewery, and you get a sample of all the different beers, and they give you these tiny little glass, like almost like little shot glasses, but it's a fun way to like experience so many different flavors. But I don't know, I don't really drink much in Finland, or I don't really, explore much either in terms of beer culture here. But I do think it's grown quite a bit in the past decade, because I feel like when I first came to Finland in 2015, there was not much. There wasn't much, but it's I'm noticing more on the shelves. The APA can says Beer Hunters and has the large M. Ah, okay. So yeah, maybe it is. Maybe I'm confusing it or something. I don't know. The boom started in 2017, DV. Yeah, I think especially they've like loosened some of the regulations on like the percentage of alcohol that can be sold in grocery stores, which makes it more feasible to brew certain types of beers. But yeah. There's a really good brewery when I lived in New England called Magic Hat Brewery, and they made the best. It was called like an elderflower beer. It was amazing. It was just such like a nice summer beer on a hot day. It's like super refreshing, and it had a kind of floral taste to it that was really nice. And I went to the brewery, Magic Hat. I feel like they were in, I don't remember, somewhere in the Northeast. It was probably Vermont. But yeah. Anyways, I'm distracted. Am I supposed to be practicing Finnish apart from reciting the names of the months like I'm in freaking first grade over here? No. Okay, let's go ahead and watch the news. I'm gonna pause the background music. And yeah, all right, I'm gonna go quiet so that we can learn, we can listen and learn. Well, you guys, I don't know what you're learning. I don't, honestly, it's a misnomer for the stream to be called Learn Finnish with me. It's more like learn Finnish by myself with people being entertained by me stumbling. But that's semantics. That's just beside the point. All right. It's probably pretty loud for you guys, but whatever.
Nyt uutisia
I'll turn it
helpolla
down.
suomen kielellä. Hyvää päivää.
Wait, where is that?
Aluksi talousuutinen.
All right.
Yhä useampi suomalainen ajattelee, että asunnon ostaminen on taloudellinen riski. S-Pankin kyselytutkimus kertoo, että jo 1/3 suomalaisista on tätä mieltä. Luottamus talouteen on heikko. Siksi käytettyjen eli vanhojen asuntojen hinnat ovat laskeneet. Asiantuntijat arvioivat, että taustalla ovat lisääntynyt työttömyys sekä maailmanpolitiikan epävarmuus. Yhä useampi ajattelee, että asunnon ostaminen on riski.
Where is that building? I recognize that.
35-vuotiaat ovat huolissaan taloudesta.
So yeah, that was. This is a distinct experience that I have oftentimes when I'm listening to Finnish. Even if I read the subtitles, I see words that I recognize and I know I've learned before, but I just can't remember the word, the meaning immediately. And that was kind of what was happening while watching that. But it had to do with housing prices being bad or the economy being bad for housing. You are unlearning Finnish at the same time, 27. Good. Well, maybe that's like the karma. Like you guys have to forget some of your Finnish so that then the universe can fill me up with it. Maybe.
Sitten hoitoalasta. Lähihoitajat saavat töitä nyt huonommin kuin pari vuotta sitten.
Okay, I understood that.
Taustalla ovat julkisen alan säästöt.
Nope, don't get that.
Lisäksi hyvinvointialueilla on pulaa rahasta.
Something about money?
Osa hyvinvointialueista ei palkkaa enää hoitajia ulkomailta. Etelä-Pohjanmaalla hyvinvointialue rekrytoi vuosi sitten 24 hoitajaa Vietnamista. Kaikki jäivät asumaan maakuntaan ja kotoutuivat hyvin, kertoo Anne Isoniemi.
Lähdettiin myöskin systemaattisesti tarjoamaan heille koulutusta, eli tämmöisestä monikulttuurisuudesta ja selkokielen käytöstä.
Ensimmäinen aika vähän vaikeaa, koska minä en ymmärrä, mutta pikkuhiljaa ymmärrä ja kaikki helpoo paremmin.
That's my kind of Finnish, the way she's talking.
Nyt huonommin kuin ennen.
It is funny, like, if I hear an American friend speak Finnish, it's like, oh, that actually kind of makes sense. Like, I understand. Like that's how Finnish is supposed to be spoken. Not the way Finnish people speak it. Sorry, I had to interject here.
Vain harva hyvinvointialue palkkaa ulkomaalaisia hoitajia.
Wait, palkka, doesn't that mean that's a salary?
Tulevaisuudessa hoitajia tarvitaan taas lisää.
But yeah, it has something to do about getting nurses internationally, but I didn't quite catch the nuance.
Siviilipalveluksesta. Siviilipalveluksesta vapautetaan ennätysmäärä velvollisia. Tänä vuonna vapautettuja on noin 20% enemmän.
Wait, I'm thinking this is like the is this sort of like the alternative to military service? I don't know. It might not be.
Nyt jopa puolet
That's what we would call it.
Siviilipalvelusta suorittavista vapautetaan palveluksesta. Taustalla ovat useimmiten mielenterveysongelmat.
Mental health problems.
Siviilipalvelus on Suomen perustuslaissa vaihtoehto armeijalle. Joka vuosi noin 8000 nuorta aikuista saa vapautuksen maanpuolustusvelvollisuuden suorittamisesta.
This guy's like, don't film me. He doesn't want to be in the video.
Eli armeijasta tai siviilipalveluksesta.
Okay, I wasn't actually paying too close attention to the language there. Okay, good enough. Let's do some translation work here. All right, so Lorelai, you can't listen to documentaries in French because your brain just keeps going, I know that word. Yeah. It is, I do have moments where like today I was at the store and I was trying to read, like this is another very strange experience being an English speaker in Finland and maybe in other Nordic countries where like all the advertising on the box is in English. But then you then look at the back of the box to read more, and it's in 19 different languages, none of which are English. It's like all the Nordic languages plus Latvian, Lithuanian, Estonian, and then actually sometimes like today I saw Italian, and I was like, oh, I have a chance. I was like, somehow I can like skim the Italian and be like, okay, I kind of get what it means. Even though I've never actually really studied Italian. That's so frustrating that like Finnish is still so opaque to me sometimes. But it's in those certain contexts, like, I don't know, very technical details on a box very specific words that are cognates with English and Italian or French or whatever, but not with Finnish. So that's really why. It's not that I'm like good at Italian. It's just I can recognize words. But anyways, you guys were saying to salary somebody. Palkka is a salary, and palkata is to employ. Okay, that's good. Yeah, it's the salary plus the causative ta ending. Palkka, palkata. To cause a salary. Can somebody cause a little more salary in my direction, please? How do I affect that cause in the universe? What sort of prayers and what sort of good karma do I need to be putting out? Okay, so this was about talous ja asuntokauppa. So the economy and the housing market. Aluksi talousuutinen. Now the news about the economy or economic news. I don't know. Yhä useampi suomalainen ajattelee, että asunnon ostaminen on taloudellinen riski. I always forget what yhä means. I know I've done this like 14 times on stream. It probably means something like even or just. It's one of these like little modifiers that I always forget, but something. Oh, and I always forget useampi. Hold on. Usea. This is infuriating. I'm tilted on the first two words of the sentence have me full tilted. Suomalainen ajattelee. So something about Finns think that buying a house is like has a lot of economic risk. Is that? Like, I don't want to. More and more Finns think that buying a home is a financial risk. Well, I mean, it's a financial risk no matter the economy. It's just how much risk, right? But I get the point. I'm just being a semantic little nerd about it. You might want to write that yhä useampi. I'll need that one in the future. You might say, I will need it more and more in the future, Lorelai. I will need yhä useampi, yhä useampi. Or is that not how you use it? Because I just use more and more just on its own. Does yhä useampi have to be used like as an adjective describing a noun, like a Finn? And also, it's saying suomalainen, so it's like the singular, but obviously it's referring to Finnish people generally. Hey, Helion, welcome in. Good to see you. Guys, I was on the bus today, and I always have this feeling when I get off the bus that I'm not pronouncing thank you correctly when I leave the bus. I had this thought where I'm so jealous of Finnish people that they can just get off the bus and they're like, thanks, sup bus driver, yo, thank you. Thanks for the ride. But like me, when I say kiitos, I feel like I just sound so dumb as I say it. Do you ever have that feeling? Like just the voice in your head sounds ridiculous. That's how I feel, but I still say it. There are times where I'm like, maybe I'm just not going to say it. But I'm like, you know what? You got to thank the bus driver. We all learned that. That's important. Look, life lessons for you here. You know what? Overcome your struggles like I am overcoming mine. I would dare to say I'm a hero for saying thank you. And it takes a lot of personal strength to be able to okay. I'm cringing at myself. S-Pankin kyselytutkimus kertoo, että jo kolmannes suomalaisista on tätä mieltä. S-Bank's survey says that already... Does this mean a third of Finns on tätä mieltä are of that opinion? A third of Finns already share this opinion. I mean, but hold on a second. What does this mean, though? How do you define financial risk? Like, and how do you then give a survey and ask people? Because if people don't think that buying a house is a financial risk, they shouldn't be buying a house. I mean, I guess you could still buy a house, but like, is there a different meaning for risk in Finnish? Because like it's clear that it's trying to say that it's negative, but not all risk is negative. It's like, what is your risk tolerance, right? I mean, I'm not. It's sort of like, yeah. And how would you ask Finns that? Like, how would you ask anybody that? Like, do you have to give them like interest rates that they would consider and be like, for, or are you just asking, do they think that it's going to appreciate or depreciate? Or even if it's going to appreciate, it still might not be a worthwhile financial risk, especially if you have other options for investing. More and more bad things, Lorelai. Wait. Yeah, part of getting older. And the amount of times you tend to say Keats or Kitos or Kito. And this is why you say it Kiti. Oh wait, Lorelai, like you say it incorrectly, or those alternate versions that are acceptable. Just relax, like literally relax your vocal cords and the whole physical voice producing machinery you have, and you will instantly sound more Finnish. Remember, it's a lazy language. I like to, I don't know, I want to spice it up. I need to bring some life into this language. I want the bus driver to know when I say thank you that I mean it. They aren't buying the house, though. Oh, so it's like it's too much of a financial risk? Is that what it means? Because, yeah, it's like... Yeah, the way it's worded here, to me, is unsatisfactory, right? More and more Finns think that buying a home is too risky. That makes sense. Like, you could ask that. But it's sort of like, is the sky blue? It's like, yes, the sky is blue. But is it too blue? And then you could debate it. And then you'd actually be able to say, I'd like for the blue to be a little less saturated. I know that's not a good analogy, but to me, that's basically what this is saying. And this is a hill I'm dying on, apparently, for some reason. Luottamus talouteen on heikko. Something is bad. Heikko. I know I've seen this word before. But and something about the economy. But I don't understand the ending in this context. Right? Is this the mihin ending? Right? Talouteen on heikko. Siksi käytettyjen eli vanhojen asuntojen hinnat ovat laskeneet. Oh yeah, and I don't know what this is. Luottamus. But it's here. The second sentence could give us a clue. It's saying that's why. I don't know what this is. It's like käyttää. Something about users, maybe, of some kind. Or old apartment prices have fallen, have gone down. So it's just saying like the market is not very good right now for buying a home, or I guess for selling a home. Confidence in the economy is weak. That's why I paused with heikko, because I was like, it means bad, but maybe not exactly bad. It's some other, I couldn't think of it, but it means weak. And luottamus is confidence. I know I've seen that word before as well, especially in this context. Yeah. Luottamus johonkin. Yeah, Lorelai. So it's confidence in something. Talouteen. Confidence in the economy is weak. And then, which is why the prices of used or old homes have fallen. Okay. I kind of messed that up because I'm so used to the Selko Uutiset doing this thing with a sentence where it's like, in other words. It'll give you a word and then it will explain what that word means with other words using eli. So that's why I just defaulted with in other words. But now that I look more closely at the sentence structure, that doesn't really make sense. Because these two words are in the same genitive case ending. And I guess also with this. And hinnat is the noun that they are modifying. And I was kind of close because I thought of use, like käyttä, but käytettyjen means used. Käytettyjen hinnat. Or I guess no, käytettyjen asuntojen hinnat. Eli vanhojen asuntojen hinnat. So yeah, that makes more sense. So the structure of the grammar isn't too difficult. Ovat laskeneet. Luottaa is also confidence. Asiantuntijat arvioivat, että taustalla ovat lisääntynyt työttömyys sekä maailman politiikan epävarmuus. I've seen this word before, but I can't remember what it means. Uncertainty. Right? Is that what it means? I'm kind of uncertain if the answer is uncertain, but at least we're being very meta about it. Where were we? So subject matter experts, or just an expert. Experts estimate, or I don't know, evaluate that taustalla ovat lisääntynyt työttömyys. I don't know. I don't know what this is. Tausta. Give me a second. In this case, is this unemployment? Or employment? And then something else. So like international political uncertainty. So I guess maybe it's uncertainty with work and international politics has increased. Or is it, because it's olvat. So I'm assuming that it's both of these things have increased in something. Taustala. Experts estimate that the reasons? Okay, I did not, yeah. Because I think of reason as sy. But I don't know, maybe Google is doing a fancy translation here. The reasons behind this are increased unemployment and uncertainty in global politics. Wait a minute, did I totally mess that up? Well, I see this as a verb phrase. Has increased. But actually, is this a phrase? Lisääntynyt. Increased unemployment? So I was right. Yeah, it's, oh gosh, it's when we add the endings, it's like, I thought about it today actually, how it feels like when I translate Finnish, I'm solving a Rubik's Cube. And Finnish people, and it takes me like 5 minutes to do it, which is actually pretty good if you're doing a Rubik's Cube. But Finnish people are all solving Rubik's Cubes immediately in world record time. And I'm like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills over here. I'm surrounded by Quenya speaking elves. But hold on. Helion said, never actually thought of a new build apartment house as not previously used. Your default is that a house is always used by someone else before you. Yeah. But also, I kind of think of like housing. Yeah, it's kind of by default used. Like, it's not like other kinds of products where like you pretty much always get a new thing or something. Unless you build your own home, you know? But I don't know, I feel like sometimes there are cases where like you're the first to move into a new apartment building. What is this? Käytetty asunnot sounds a bit strange to you, 27. Used housing. Sounds more like used car sales. Oh, and you're saying, what is this? Helion, käytetty asunto implies that it is no longer in a usable condition, or at least a good part of the way there already. Is there a better way to say it? Or is it just by default when you say housing, it kind of just means it's used apartments? Yeah, it kind of sounds weird in English as well when I hear it. Like used cars. Yeah, maybe they mean it's not old as in built ages ago, just that old because someone else is moving out. Oh, and welcome in, Elder Scroll Swimmer. Good to see you again. It's also possible that they're just trying to differentiate the used versus old. Like they aren't new apartments, but they've been used. And I don't know. I guess it implies that maybe new housing isn't subjected to the same price fluctuation. Like for some reason, these have to be lumped separately from new housing. Oh, you tried to find the word that Yle uses in the normal news, but you couldn't find it, Lorelei. I love that you guys are getting such a different experience out of this than me. Like, I feel like I'm in first grade doing simple addition and subtraction, and you guys are like college students doing calculus, differentials, and integrals. I'm just like, whoa. You can put letters in equations now? Wow, that's crazy. You got your TI-84 calculators. And I'm just over here with a number 2 pencil. Do you guys have number 2 pencils in Finland, or is that just an American thing? And what about the number 1 pencil? What happened to that? I don't think I've ever seen or heard of number 1 pencils. But in school, we were always required to have number 2 pencils. I never touched a number 1 or a number 3. But I want to know what happened. Why did we settle on number 2? Also, why did we grow up calling the pencil, like the dark part, the center of the pencil, lead? We called it lead, like the metal. But it's not lead. Because can you imagine children with lead pencils and the lead poisoning they would be getting? I'm sure maybe at some point it maybe was lead. But wait, even if it was lead doesn't write. You can't write with lead. Right? Lead doesn't make marks. It's just a piece of metal. You have to, it's graphite in the pencil. Yeah, but why did we call it lead? HB pencils. Yeah, the lead is just graphite. I'm on an abacus. And not even, honestly, an abacus is probably like too fast. Maybe it just looks like lead. Yeah. It's a mixture of graphite, a type of carbon, and a binder. What? It's called lyijy in Finnish, Lorelei? What? You call the graphite of the pencil the lyijy? Anyways, I'm getting distracted. It's a slow day, all right? I'm so tired. I think I'm also getting much more tired now that the sun is going down. Like, where did summer go? It's gone. It just disappeared. It felt like the never-ending summer. As far as weather goes, it was actually a nice summer. It wasn't too hot. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. As an expert on hot summers from Texas, I can tell you this one wasn't too bad. We've been through worse. The summer is an illusion. It never even was. I always get a kind of bittersweet feeling with the changing colors, the ruskea, because it's really beautiful. And this time of year tends to be my favorite. Because it has this sadness to it that I don't know, I find very nostalgic, and yeah, it reminds me of my childhood. But yeah, it is tough to see the end of the summer, and it's beautiful. Like there's no other season as beautiful as fall. when it's like the whole forest is rejoicing in color. I love it. Like the other day, I went for a run in the forest, and I stopped so many times on my run to take pictures of all the little like mushrooms and random crap. There's like, yeah, I love seeing the little worlds down on the forest floor. It's crazy how like we get so caught up like in freaking, you know, housing market BS, you know, like this is what occupies our brains. And yet out there is a whole freaking universe that doesn't give a crap about that, you know? I mean, obviously, just even on our planet Earth, there are, isn't it crazy to think right now, there are literally whales swimming around being whales. Like, there are creatures out there we haven't even discovered on the ocean floor. It's why does that, you know, guys, I'm bringing it back to the origins of the stream when we would have an existential crisis every stream, and we would talk about black holes and stuff. You guys remember that? How many years ago was that? Ruska, not Ruska. Okay, look. See, I can't even. Well, Ruska is a Finnish word, but it just means brown. Not the changing colors. Whatever. I was close enough. All right. Can Finnish just be like a game of horseshoes where close enough counts? You know, you don't got to be exact. It was too cold and then too hot, Lorelei. Well, I actually really liked in June. It was perfect. It was like 17 degrees every day. That was like the best. That's my kind of weather. Ruskea is brown, the color. Ruska is the colorful season. But wait, I thought it was Ruskea. What is this Rusekea? What is that? Why does Humpty Dumpty love autumn? Because Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Gotta love it. 27? Thank you very much. A whale, Beaumont. A whale, a marine mammal that knows a heck of a lot more sonar than you do. Wait, is that a where is that from? A whale, Beaumont. I don't know what movie has a character named Beaumont in it. But it sounds like something out of The Life Aquatic. So I'm pretty sure it's not. Oh, Helion did a typo. Ruskea is correct. Okay, all right. Look. See, how can you expect me to keep this language straight when you guys can't even type in chat? That's how ephemeral the Finnish language feels in my hands. Like, give me a language with real words that have a shape and a sound. Finnish is like, oh, a suggestion of sounds that then turn in and on. It's like when at the end of the movie Interstellar, you know, when he goes into the Tesseract and it's like all the bookcases and it's like all the dimensions of the universe are unfolding and refolding. That's what it's like to learn Finnish. It's like any jumble of letters that you guys produce in chat could be a Finnish word to me. There's no way I could ever call anybody on a typo in Finnish. See, and then urusakko is a European hair or a brown hair. Oh, it was a good guess, but not correct. A classic submarine movie. The only submarine movie that comes to my mind right now is The Hunt for Red October. Is it from that movie? But Beaumont is such a weird name. A submarine movie. I don't know. But yeah, I can only think of Hunt for Red October. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. Where were we? Oh, I was correct. I was correct. Thank you, Helion. I'm glad I at least got that. I have at least one little victory today. Anyways, whatever. We translated that. Did we do this? Yhä useampi ajattelee, että asunnon ostaminen on riski. More and more people think that buying the purchase of a house is risky. Erityisesti alle 35-vuotiaat. Did I say this right? The number? Ovat huolissaan taloudesta. Especially below 35 years old are worried about the economy. The under 35-year age group. Especially those under 35 are worried about finances. What did I translate it? I said the economy. See, in my view, the economy and finances are two totally different things. The economy is like what happens outside of you. But finances are more like just, I mean, they might be affected by what happens outside of you. Like they are affected by the economy, but the finances are more like your personal finances, like how much money you make, etc. In Finnish, can you use talous to mean both? Or is this a different word? Because this word has a D in it. And I feel like there's a "that's what she said" joke in there, but I'll let you guys to imagine that. Okay, I can't come up with a clever turn of phrase to get us to the finish line on that Michael Scott joke, but you know, it's in there somewhere. 27 can do the heavy lifting and come up with a dad joke for us. Bats are good with echolocation. Who puts colorful leaves into the freezer? Wait, what? I'm so confused. Seaman Beaumont was the second sonar man, the one more in training aboard the USS Dallas. One can translate that, but I guess it's better not to canta that. What? It's better not to turn it? LOL, what is money, Lorelai? It is a fabrication. Isn't the economy just collective finances? I mean, I guess, but to me, they're very different. Like, if someone is worried about the economy, their finances might be fine. But you could have people who have bad finances who don't care about the economy. At least in English, to me, they are different things. If you're using them in this context, where if you say someone is not buying a house because they're worried about finances, it feels like it's more of a personal decision. I don't know. Maybe it works in this context because whatever. Look, honestly, I thought about trying to explain the line of reasoning in my head, but I just realized how incredibly boring that would be. So I'm making an executive decision to move on. It doesn't matter. Leave it alone. what is this? Maanviljelijä käytti rukkasia, kun lannoitti peltojaan. What? Hold on. The farmer wore gloves when she fertilized her fields. Or he. The farmer käytti rukkasia. These are the gloves. The farmer used gloves when fertilizing, or when they fertilized the fields. Peltoja. Is that the dad joke, Elder Scroll? You get the distinction in English, Helion, but on the other hand, you wouldn't make the same distinction in Finnish. So yeah, maybe talous has more, can be used in both contexts. Yeah. And I guess it does make sense that, like, even if you're very wealthy and like buying a house, it's not like a big decision. You still might not choose to do it out of concern for your own finances because of the economy. So it's like, I don't know why it was a very boring explanation. Sitten hoitoalasta. Lähihoitajien tarve. So yeah, now the next is about the care sector. Is that how you translate that? I forget what lähi means. It means something. This has to do with caretakers or nurses. And tarve, I think that means a need. The need for... Oh, this is a type of nurse, right? Lähihoitaja. Community nurses. I don't know, what is a community nurse? I don't know what that means in English. Well, maybe we'll find out. Lähihoitajat saavat töitä nyt huonommin kuin pari vuotta sitten. So something about community nurses got work now worse than a few years ago? Huono. That means bad. Community nurses are finding it harder to find work now than they did a couple of years ago. Okay. Taustalla ovat julkisen alan säästöt. Is this about the reason? I think we saw this word earlier that was like up here saying the reason. Was it here? Taustalla. Taustalla ovat julkisen alan säästöt. I forget what that means. I also kind of mess this up every time. It means like above or below or something totally different. Wait, no, the sector. It means the sector's savings? Säästö means a saving. The sector's savings something. I guess, is it like the reduction or the loss or something? This is due to savings in the public sector. Oh, julkisen. Julkisen alan, the public sector. "27, I like your dad joke. Someone asked if you had plans for the fall. It took you a moment to realize they meant autumn and not the fall of civilization." You know, Hey, got to be doomsday prepping, you know? You wouldn't use the translation community in this context, Helion? Yeah. Lahi, as in community, it is one translation, but implies more geography. The Sanakirya says practical nurse. A practical nurse. Now that rings a bell. When we've translated this word before, many moons ago, many kukausis ago, I remember practical nurse. What about the impractical nurses? Where are they? Sign me up. I'm just an impractical person. That's my specialty. Whatever I can do that almost certainly has no monetization strategy, that's what I'm good at. That's what I naturally gravitate towards. All right? Can you guys relate? But yeah, hold on. Lahi in the nursing context, it's always meant for you that the nurse is right beside your hospital bed doing the most basic nursing jobs. Yeah, more like a practical nurse than being like a trained for surgery nurses. The rapture allegedly happened, Lorelai. I remember when it was 1999, I was at my grandma's house and I went to bed. It was New Year's Eve. And I genuinely thought there was a chance that I would wake up in heaven. Because it was the year Y2K. But you guys know I grew up very religious. Hold on. Sorry, I got raptured. I'm back though. Had a good feast up in heaven with Jesus. That was part of the rapture. It was like you get raptured, and then while all of the earth is going to hell, quite literally with the Antichrist and Satan taking over, you get to be in heaven for 7 years having a feast nonstop with Jesus and his homeboys. It was on Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, The Rapture. I don't think I've seen that episode yet. But yeah. Hold on, okay. Let me see if I can do a little bit more of this article, and then we'll wrap up stream. Did I say this? Lisäksi hyvinvointialue. Look. Hyvinvointialueilla. No, I mispronounced that, but you guys get the point. On pula rahasta. Additionally, the welfare region has a shortage of money. The welfare regions, plural, I think. There's a shortage of money in the welfare areas. Eating 7 years straight would start to feel like not fun at some point. Dude, honestly, like Jesus should have been like, look, things are kind of crazy right now, but like in heaven, we've got video games. And the disciples are like, what the heck are you talking about? He's like, you guys just like, I had to, Jesus will be like, I had to come now for reasons the Father sent me during the time of whatever the Roman Empire, just because that's like, there's no other good time to be crucified. He's like, in the future, they stopped doing that. But in the future, they're also going to make really cool video games, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we've got the best games up in heaven. Do you think there are video games in heaven? Do you? I mean, honestly, we need to update that. We need to update our vision of what heaven should and could be. Especially because, I mean, many Christians do believe in heaven as an actual physical place that their physical bodies will be in. Kind of crazy. Like, can I please play Pokemon Blue? At the very least. Think of all the Pokemon you could get on Pokemon Go. Because like in the descriptions of heaven, there is technology there. Like they build homes, there's walls, the gates are made of pearl, right? So there's clearly wealth, riches, technology, right? Do you think that there's an electrical grid? Do you think that there's a plumbing system? Will humans still go to the bathroom? Look, you're thinking about it too much. Just shut up and say the words and say you believe. I'm asking too many questions. Ye of little faith. I always was annoyed. I was like, wait, why is Jesus like straight up gaslighting his disciples? Anytime they have like a legitimate concern or question, Jesus is like, so little of faith. And they're like, wait, what? We just wouldn't need to know what we signed up for. I think that's like a courtesy. If you were a good leader, you wouldn't be so weird about it. But I don't know. What am I going on? I'm supposed to be translating Finnish, and I'm rambling. I'm ranting. I'm doing one of my rants. Osa hyvin vointialueista ei palkkaa enää hoitajia ulkomailta. A part or a portion of the welfare regions cannot salary nurses. I saw the H and I said hearse. They can't salary nurses or horses from abroad. Right? So it's like saying some of the welfare regions can no longer provide salaries to foreign nurses? Or is it that they can no longer recruit new nurses? Or they just no longer hire nurses from abroad? Etelä-Pohjanmaalla hyvinvointialue rekrytoi vuosi sitten 24 hoitajaa Vietnamista. So in southern Pohjanmaa, the welfare region recruited years ago 24 nurses from Vietnam. Or a year ago. Kaikki jäivät asumaan maakuntaan ja kotoutuivat hyvin, kertoo Anne Isoniemi. All somethinged to living in the municipality or maakunta. And kotoutuivat. They made it their home? Is that kind of what it means? It's like they integrated well, says Anne Isoniemi. Everyone stayed to live in the province and integrated well, says Anne Isoniemi. Anne. Lähdettiin myöskin systemaattisesti tarjoamaan heille koulutusta. Oh, this is advanced. Whatever. Also, I think the fact that it's italicized makes me feel even more intimidated than if it was just regular font. It's like writing in cursive, you know? It's like, oh my gosh. Just Trihelion, in heaven, if there's like a 110 volt power grid, but your devices all need at least 230 volts, you got no adapters. How do you know? Jesus drove a Honda, but never spoke of it. Quote, for ice. It's such a dumb joke, but it works. It's so dumb, it's good. For I speak not of my own accord. I'm at that like state of just being tired, mentally broken, that kind of humor hits me. The quotes are rarely Selko, exactly. It was something about sent them systematically also like to school. Is that kind of what it's saying? Something about multicultural something and the use of clear language or simplified language. We also started systematically offering them training, namely about this kind of multiculturalism and the use of plain language. Works a lot better than for I speak not of my own civic. No, that's what he renders unto Caesar. Render unto Caesar what is your civic duty, I guess. I don't know. All right, look, my version of the joke was not very funny. I'm already regretting it. Yeah, you did break me, 27, but in a good way. All right, I needed that kind of laughter. Ensimmäinen aika vähän vaikeaa, koska minä en ymmärrä, mutta pikkuhiljaa ymmärrän ja kaikki helppoa paremmin. Okay, this is like the grammar is so much simpler here than whatever the crap was going on here on Isoniemi trying to show off her name. All these Finnish people are such show-offs. They all have to be flaunting the acrobatics of the Finnish language, you know. And I am a man of the people. I speak in plain language. All right, elect me president. Anyways, hold on, wait. Ensimmäinen aika. Like the first time, a little difficult. Like the first time was a little difficult, maybe something like that. Koska minä en ymmärrä, because I didn't understand. How about not just the first time, but like the entire time for me? All right. Mutta pikkuhiljaa, but a little quiet. What is pikkuhiljaa? A small, quiet. In a little ymmärrän, I understand. Ja kaikki helppoa paremmin. And everything is easy. Improving better. Everything is getting better. I can't even translate her her Finnish. Yeah, but little by little, I understood and everything became easier. Mutta pikkuhiljaa, little by little. Ja kaikki helppoa paremmin. Not sending here with the lähetettiin. What was it? We also started. Pikkuhiljaa is a way of being very creepy. What? That's how do you? It's spelled exactly the same except one has a space. How am I supposed to be careful about saying that? It would sound exactly the same to me. Lähihoitajat saavat töitä nyt huonommin kuin ennen. So yeah, practical nurses are finding it harder to find work than before. Vain harva hyvinvointialue palkkaa ulkomaalaisia hoitajia. Harva. I don't know what that means, but it's like only something welfare region is offering salaries or hiring nurses from abroad. Maybe harva means like a few, only a few, but then this is weird because why is it in the nominative? Maybe it means like a single, just one welfare region. Well, let's see. Only a few welfare areas hire foreign nurses. Well, why is this not partitive or some other weird case? Why is it? It breaks my brain because it's like all the rules Finnish people made up for the Finnish language only exist because they think the rules mean something, when the actual language is just full of exceptions. Or it's like you kind of just have to memorize for every single word what type of case goes with another word associated with that word, right? Whether it's a verb or a noun or some postposition, there's no real logic. Maybe there's a rhyme to it. There's a pattern, but the pattern is broken so often, it's like pointless to learn it. Maybe it's not pointless, but it's frustrating. Oh, and you can't make the distinction between the two out loud. Okay. Well, okay. Sorry, I missed the joke because I take you guys literally. Like I am that dumb when it comes to Finnish. You guys are better than me at English. Like literally 27 is making these incredible jokes in English that I can't even come up with. It means a few, yeah. But actually, that's weird because honestly, I don't know if I've ever seen this word before, but it seems really obvious that it would mean a few. Okay, we don't want the Estonian. We got the Finnish here. Harva as an adjective means sparse, loose. Okay, so I guess, is it different from a word like paljon? Right, because paljon is an actual like noun, whereas harva is an adjective. So it's an adjective describing. It's like, man, because in my mind, and I don't think that this is just me imposing my English brain on the Finnish language, but a few is more than one. Okay? And is it too much to ask of a language that when it gives you a noun, that the grammatical number of the noun should match the observed reality of the number of the thing that is being observed? Am I taking crazy pills by imposing that rule? So you're telling me there's more than one welfare region, but you're not going to use any sort of plural to help indicate. Why can't it be Harvat huvin vointi aluet? I probably didn't even do that correctly, because if you put a T at the end of this, I have no idea what happens to the V. And I'm not even sure what happens at the end of this one if you put a T at the end. Here, wait, let's take a look. Oh, Harvat. Okay, it doesn't change dramatically. I'll leave the dramatic changes to me. Yeah, it's doing grammar. Yeah, Helion, we're getting into the territory of Finnish that you couldn't explain the difference, but you just know it. Yeah. It's fair enough. It's fair enough. Yeah, paljon versus vähän. Tiheä versus harva. Tiheä, I've never seen that word. Tiheä. Do they put like the antonym here? Sometimes they have that, but I want to look that word up. Tiheä. Dense. That's my middle name. Tight, frequent, packed. But anyways, there we go. Look, I needed to have a rant. My homework should be to learn a joke in Finnish, JF. Vain harvat hyvinvointialueet palkkaavat, but it's more proper and less spoken. It's like in simplifying the language for spoken Finnish, you've actually made it more difficult. Because it's like there's more that I have to sort of like figure out from the context, I guess. Or it's harder to remember what to say if I'm going to try and use this. Yeah, many a thing isn't plural either, Elder Scrolls Swimmer. Well, how many people say that? Many a thing? We don't even say that anymore. That's like Shakespearean level. You know, it sounds like you're from the 1500s saying that. We say many things. That's like 99.9% of the time how people would say it. Tulevaisuudessa hoitajia tarvitaan taas lisää. I should know what that means, but I forgot. This is about nurses. Tarvitaan. Doesn't this mean like are needed? Taas means like again. Lisää means more. Maybe it means still. Oh, this means in the future. I know that now. In the future, nurses will be needed again more. That was beautiful English translation. More nurses will be needed in the future. But yeah. It would be many a time when people would use many times. They would. But you can't say few a time. Like, that's how old-fashioned many a time is. That, like, it's a one-off kind of expression. Few a time. seldom. I don't. It starts to sound almost like it's out of poetry. You know, like seldom a day. In the future, we will again need more nurses. Yeah, it sounds kind of awkward to say. Yeah, it sounds awkward in English to put again more and more. We will need more nurses again in the future. Yeah, maybe that's how I would say it. We will need more nurses again in the future. But that sort of implies that we already have enough nurses now. Right? Like, there was a time just recently when we needed more nurses, but that time is done, and so we have enough nurses. So we will need more nurses in the future again, but not right now. That's how it sounds in English when you say again. But maybe in Finnish, there's still a continuity to it. Because obviously in this, we know we need more nurses. Like, no, that's not part of the article. Or the article isn't saying that we don't need more nurses. Yeah, words that exist in one way but not the negative. Orphaned words or something like that. Yeah, I feel like I remember hearing some linguistic terms for these kinds of, yeah, strange expressions. Yeah. Still need them, but just can't afford them. Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I went a little long for you. I normally, well, I mean, I used to do 2-hour streams, but now I like to condense, put it into 1 hour, a 1 hour learn Finnish with me stream, or laugh at me while I'm learning Finnish stream. And then we go extra, we get some bonus minutes in. And today I felt like doing a little more. So we did another half hour. But yeah, we will be back again next Tuesday. We're continuing. I definitely feel the need to keep learning, to keep practicing. It's I mean, it's obviously very important. But yeah, I mean, I guess I was just thinking about like, well, I don't want to beat myself up too much. It's like I do have a lot on my plate at the moment with work and residence permit stuff. And just general life. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't do Finnish full time. But it would be a huge achievement for me to get to a point where I can pass the level B1 Finnish exam. And at least be able to like carry on conversations and like in the grocery store or something without immediately defaulting to English. But I'm just thinking it definitely requires more dedicated study than what I'm able to do right now. I just want to be honest with you guys. But yeah, all right. Yeah, thank you guys. When you arrived to the stream chat, it went half an hour overtime. No, don't be sorry, Helion. I enjoy having you guys in chat helping me out. It makes the learning more fun for me. Even if some of the jokes are being made at my expense. All right. Actually, hardly any of the jokes are being... It's mostly me getting angry at Finnish, and then you guys just politely pointing out that actually it's not so bad. Or pointing out that English has just as many complicated whatever. Like, I don't want to hear it, okay? I just want I just want to be angry without anybody complicating that worldview, okay, with any sort of nuance. But no. Yeah, we'll be back next Tuesday. In the meantime, I will be doing some Stardew Valley streams. We're still playing the Stardew Valley Granny Challenge, where we role play as a grandma in this game, and it is so fun. It's a lot more fun for me than learning Finnish, but if it's not your thing, no worries. Yeah, we do that on Thursdays, but other days as well when I'm free and have the energy. All right, I'm gonna leave it here. Have a good rest of your week, guys, and a good start to your autumn, to October, and now the quickly approaching end of 2025. The year has flown by. Wow. Goodbye.